welcome to the Trinity Music Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Lamond, and today I'm joined by my pals Harris Wilson.
Hello.
Nathan Gora.
Alright.
And Aiden Lizana.
Hi.
And today, what we're going to be doing is something a bit different. We're going to be recollecting about our favourite memories from S1 to where we are now, and then we're also going to be talking about the things that we're planning to do before we leave school, and maybe a bit about what we do after we leave school. Does anyone want to start us off?
Yeah, one of my favourite memories in school. It's one that I'll never forget and I'll never stop talking about because it's that special to me. It's where I peaked in my life. My life's since gone downhill, but being part of the band, the Fruit.
The Fruit.
I'm sure you remember it.
Aye, I remember the Fruit.
It was more of a battleground than a band. It was a battleground of power.
Hierarchy.
Yeah, it was a battleground for power, and friendships were lost through the Fruit.
Regained eventually, but
Regained eventually, but there's still deep wounds that remain from that band.
How it started off was basically me, Alex, who used to go to this school, and Caleb, who also goes to this school. We started off like this band, and then Harris and Daniel caught wind of this, and then they asked to join. And we all got on fine the first few times until me and Alex got more obsessed with playing hide and seek and going swimming rather than actually playing the music, which kind of upset Harris a bit.
Yeah, me and Daniel, we came in there, we sorted you out, sort of. Me and Daniel wanted to get it all thingied, and then
we wanted to go swimming.
You just wanted to go swimming all the time, and then I'm pretty sure there's a story of Alex, Daniel had his bass or whatever, and Alex kept tuning it up and up, sort of higher and higher. Alex, what are you doing?
I'm just a tsunami.
Yeah. And then Alex refused to tune his guitar because he think it would break.
And
I was like, Alex, you need to tune your guitar.
No, I'm going to break it.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure Aiden was in it for a short time as well.
I had a wee cameo.
I created one solo and then I flew on it.
Yeah, I remember that. But what was the reason why you didn't join? Can you remember?
Just a judgment.
May not. Possibly was not allowed to bring my guitar because it was new.
Yeah, that was quite unfortunate.
Parents were afraid it was going to break.
But yeah, what's your favourite Fruit songs?
Rainbow Man.
No.
Oh no,
The Way She Just Stood Out to Me.
That's a
By Alex
classic.
Craig.
The Way She Just Stood Out to Me. That was Alex was a pretty good songwriter. He wrote some bangers, and that was
back in
one of his
Kirkfield
best.
Gardens.
Yeah,
Banger after banger.
Had a whole album planned out, hadn't wrote a single song for it.
really.
He had all the titles. He knew what it was going to be about, but he never wrote a single song for
This
the
is
album.
like a forgotten album that fans will strife over for years.
Caleb refused to let him do any of it because you joined the band at this point, and he was just hell bent on impressing you.
I thought Caleb was just used for his garage.
Oh yeah, he definitely was, but he didn't know that.
Yeah. He didn't know that until the very end.
Wasn't Alex also used because he's drum kit?
No, he was kicked out eventually. It's just
Yeah,
Where
me
was
and
he dr- where was he
Daniel,
kicked out?
became megalomaniacs, and we were like, we're sick of these guys playing hide and seek, going swimming, tuning up Daniel's guitar, throwing stuff across the practice space. And so then we at first we cut out Sean, I think it was, or no, first we cut out Alex because Alex always wanted to sing, and he sounded like a dying animal. I'm no offense to the guy, but his singing
He was a
wasn't
beautiful singer.
his singing wasn't on point back then.
it's better now.
It's better now, I think it's improved, but back then it didn't sound too good. So Alex was the first to go.
No, I thought I was the first to go, but
No, and
I
then
can't remember
you
that
came soon after that.
And then Alex, in protest, he took his drum kit off.
And once he took the drum kit away, that was like the life and the soul of the band. Drew was in the band as well. He was the drummer.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I keep forgetting about him.
But yeah, that's when all the
Sorry, Drew.
what age were we? Like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
That's when we all dispersed and the Fruit died that day as soon as Alex retracted his drum kit for us.
Yeah, Alex is the heart and soul of the band.
But we did get quite a lot of songs done, I think.
Yeah.
We got songs like
So Get Away, that was a good one.
Rent Fruit, Man, So Get Away, It's Getting Cold Out Here in the Night, whatever that one.
And Caleb's one that he just had a drum beat for.
Yeah, and The Way She Just Stood Out to Me.
Aye.
That's like
Adam is having his
classic.
lunch.
That was mine, that's mine.
Yeah.
I still play that.
Yeah, good times. I'm trying to think of the climate after the Fruit breakup. It was sort of like the breakup of the Soviet Union. It was a cataclysmic.
What an analogy.
Set up a chain of events which could never be changed.
Hi, Alex refused to ever speak to Harris again.
Alex hated my guts.
For 2 years, you
2 years.
crushed his hopes and dreams.
I remember
You thought-
3 years later, I completely the through wasn't in my mind anymore, and then he told me, "Alex hates your guts." I had to watch
you
you
crushed
dead.
his hopes and dreams. He was going to be a famous musician, and you ruined all of that.
Yeah.
Does he still have
I'm
a
sorry.
vendetta?
If you're watching this, Alex, I'm sorry.
No, he's not.
I'm sorry, but I mean, we're just children.
Does he still have a vendetta? Does Alex still hate you and have a vendetta?
Nah. He said
Yes,
you're a good
Alex,
guy.
me and Alex are sound.
Yeah, he said Harris is a good
And
guy.
I hope he does get back into singing, because from what I've heard, I think he's like moving on and getting better. So that's all you can really do. Move on and get better. Why are you
He
laughing?
was already great. He's just amazing.
It's just a funny
Up there with
scenario.
the greats.
It was quite tragic. Now we're sort of these days. There's not much going on with bands. I mean, I suppose we were sort of going to start a thing. But
Aye.
we're all too lazy these days to do anything.
We'll circle back around to that later. I've got something I want to talk about with that.
All right.
I'll say that for the end.
Anything happen after the through or before the through?
Right,
the
the
stories.
through. All right, S1-2 is kind of desolate in terms of like storytelling, because like this is just when we were starting to form our friend group. But like I remember in S3, Nathan had a debacle with one of the PE teachers. Do you remember that, Nathan?
I do remember that. I don't know if we're allowed to specifically mention who the PE teacher was.
I think we should keep them anonymous.
Okay. Well, I was going by in my daily life, going to town with my closest friends, and I decided that on this specific day, I was craving for this.
Yeah.
I really wanted.
Make up.
Oh, sorry. I was craving for a cheesecake. I just really wanted it. Specifically, Farm Foods raspberry swirl cheesecake. I was advised to not take it by many people, by the people here and by Leo.
Wasn't the cheesecake frozen?
It may have been, yeah, and it was also family size apparently for 4 people, but that doesn't stop me.
Did you use a knife and fork to eat this cheesecake perchance?
Yeah, I had to. I couldn't eat it with my hands. I had to.
That's
go to
weird.
Greg's.
I don't remember that.
Well, in fact, no. Yeah, the first time I did not. The first time I had to go for a bit of struggle, and I started unfolding the hard tin foil around it.
And you just tore into it like a massive like cheeseburger or something like that. Like a grand Big Mac. From
Ate it like a
McDonald's or something.
sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. And well, obviously, I didn't have enough time to eat it because I bought it halfway during lunch. I was on my way back,
It's on
and
sale, wasn't it?
the bell rang. I was on my way to class, and I was stopped by this
Mysterious
teacher.
figure.
Yeah, anonymous.
Dead of night.
Who confiscated
He's
it
random.
from me and contacted my parents that this, in fact, is not acceptable to be eating family-sized cheesecakes.
Yeah, they're just trying to stop you from having fun. It's the anti-fun, the police, the thought police, the cheesecake police.
My life changed permanently from that day. I don't think I will ever be the same man.
I had to get it from the office at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
that was a sad day. That was much like the end of the through. It was massive implications. Once Nathan's cheesecake was confiscated, a lot of freedoms went with that cheesecake. He never could have a cheesecake again.
That was like just before the COVID times, I think.
Yeah.
That was just a few days before it. So obviously, we weren't in school during the COVID, and we didn't come back till S4, and that's when we started playing the Peter Dinklage game. You mind that?
Oh yes, of course.
Fantastic game.
Of course, classic.
Who's the best at it, do you think?
I think it was me, definitely.
Nah.
We've not explained it. Aiden, you want to explain the Peter Dinklage game?
Okay. So basically, it would start with someone typically whispering the name Peter Dinklage, famous actor.
From Game of Thrones.
Yep.
An elf.
Aye, and it would progressively get louder each time someone said the name. It would take a turn each until it would be someone shouting the name.
And where would this game usually transpire?
Well, typically it would be in a classroom and it would end up in a row. Yes.
And a debacle.
Yeah. Classic.
That was a classic. Sorry, I was just trying to think of other games we played.
Contemplating about the pure dinklage game.
I remember once.
I think Daniel was pretty good at the pure dinklage game.
Yeah, Daniel could take it far,
He
but
was
I
good.
think Sean was most consistent at the
Yeah, I've still got an
You just
audio
did-
recording
you
from us playing it in one of the music teachers' classrooms.
Yeah, you just didn't even care what happened.
Yeah.
You didn't care about the
It's
results.
just
You were
funny.
reckless.
Yeah, no, but you were actually like the most reckless one when we were playing it in the RE department. Because after we were done, do you remember what happened with the seat when I tried to move my seat?
Oh yeah, I do remember that. That was
Not the
Mr.
most seamless
Lamonica's,
transition ever.
Mr. Lamonica's classroom.
Classroom, yeah.
I can't remember what it must have been the younger years.
No, I was S4, mate.
Nah, it was pretty recent.
I was S4. I remember
It was
it
like
well.
2 years ago.
Maybe
He
it
joined.
wasn't,
He joined
but,
in S4.
You know, some people mature at different paces than others. Anyway, I guess I'll recount the story. Sean Lamond was sitting in front of me, and basically.
Great storytelling.
Basically, I said, Sean, there's a seat in front of me.
Ooh.
Why don't you move to it or whatever? And then Sean was like looking over at Mr. Lamonica,
Make sure
trying
he
not
didn't
to
notice.
try not to catch his eyes or whatever. And then I drew the chair back and I was egging Sean on, come on, come sit in this seat. But I had a sinister plan the whole time. I'm not proud of what I did that day, but as Mr. Lamonica turned to his computer and Sean made the move to sit in the seat with haste, he jumped up and jolted. I kicked the chair so hard that it split in half. And Mr. Lamonica turned to see Sean with his hand on a chair split in half. And it was gobsmacked. Sean was instantly accosted. But then I said, so I took the fall for it because I felt too bad. Sending you, because you were going to get like kept in at like lunchtime and break time, but I had to say it was Lisa. And then I think he reduced it to only break.
Yeah.
And then you were all at the window watching me as I sat there.
I remember that. I remember we all
Confinement.
came over at you.
Yeah, that was one of my worst moments in the school.
Aye, but it was from one of the best years in the school, just S4, because like, we had a bunch of good stuff that day. Well, not that day, just like that time period. Do you remember like the 3.5 months of silence? That was that day.
Oh yes. What happened that day?
That day. So this is like January to February times when we had the like 4-hour classes, and we were in music with Mr. Solly. And Daniel was in the class, and then he was bragging about how he never did any like the work on Show My Homework over the COVID period, and saying, "Oh, I've gotten away with it." And it must have been in March, because he didn't do any of his modern studies homework, and like that was the one that had the most like coursework to do during the lockdown period, and then. And then, like, we just, Mr. Solid goes outside for a second. He's talking to someone. We look over. You see him talking to the modern studies teacher, Mr. McDowell. And then Daniel was called outside, where Mr. McDowell says to him, 3.5 months of silence, Daniel. Deafening silence from you. Make sure you get that done. Then he starts walking off, turns round again, or you'll be doing National 4. And then Daniel did 3 months of work in the course of 2 nights. All of it was probably rubbish, but at least he got it in time.
That's a fate that you should not follow. Do not do it, Daniel.
Don't do it, Daniel.
No.
That's probably the worst thing he did.
Legendary.
Only a couple of months later, he left school. I'm pretty sure. Fear.
Couldn't handle the pressure anymore. But then after that, like things would remain dormant for a while. Left school, came back, and things were just like going along normally until we decided to, in S5 to start printing off photos like the ones we've got down here. Except we did it like famous characters from TV shows like Breaking Bad,
John Cena.
and John Cena.
It was John Cena.
That's when it started. Yeah, and we used to print off photos and put them in music classrooms. You want to explain the whole thing about that, Aiden?
Yeah, so around December of 5th year, so it'd be in 2021.
2021.
Yep. Basically, we thought it was the funniest thing in the world to print photos of John Cena and put it in a certain music class. One of the photos famously was put on the ceiling. But it happened that the certain teacher, Mr. Ness, actually found it funny, so
And he kept it up.
yep, he didn't care. So we just vandalised it more.
Well, I wouldn't call it vandalism. I'd,
I'd
call,
call
it
it art.
expressive
Yeah.
art. Yeah.
Yeah. He did like it, so
So yeah, it can't be considered vandalism.
Exactly. That added more character to the school. And
Exactly.
when I see stuff
Still
like
does.
that in the halls, if I see a picture of Shrek, a picture of
Saul Goodman.
Saul
Pete.
Goodman, yeah, Skinny Pete, it just really lightens my life.
It's probably
you
because
know.
we put it up there, mate.
Yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
us that put it up there, but
I mean, like recently we did it.
Yeah, we did it like recently in this very department where I thought was Saul Goodman.
and we were caught.
Yeah,
By a certain one science
you were
teacher.
caught by us. Mr. McDowell getting caught as doing one of them at his department. There's another photo of Skinny Pete.
But he knows it's
did he
expressive
take
art,
it as kindly as Mr. Ness did?
Well, I mean, it was removed the next day, so I'm assuming not.
We just told them it was a part of our art folio.
Yeah,
and
and
it was.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I don't think our art folio was supposed to end up on like the modern studies wall.
Nah, it was.
though. It could. It has art there now.
Wait, what?
It was got all the thematical art
Oh,
from,
yeah.
from obviously the topics.
Yeah.
Why does our not?
Yeah, why doesn't our count?
Exactly.
Ours is historically relevant.
Bias.
All right. Next, I think we should try and move over to sixth year. On Fridays, me and Harris, we have nothing on the last two periods. So we used to take bus journeys down and go see
remember
Nethercraigs.
this.
And then one day, we all decided to go to Nethercraigs the day after school, and it was raining. Who wants to talk about that story, I think?
I love that story. That was a great time.
So many details.
Obviously, the 26 runs through Renfrew from Glasgow, and if you've seen it, you know it says a mysterious place called Nethercraigs. You know, it's like
So we took the
some
voyage
sort of
to
supernatural
Nethercraigs.
plane. Like no one's ever been there, so
yeah.
Yeah,
we
like,
decided
what is
to
that?
go there one day.
Exactly.
It was a place just outside of Paisley. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty grey.
Nah, the forest was nice.
But I had a really nice forest, yeah. The final stop was right next to this forest. And so we decided to go into the forest and just go for a walkabout. We just walked and walked and walked until eventually we came to a clearance. Then there was a hill and there was like a wee, like...
There's a campsite inside of a forest.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, was there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
on
top.
the
Like,
very top
remember
of the
when we
hill.
found like another set of trees?
Oh, yeah, that was way far on. Then we found that a big chair, like looking off onto... What's it called? Bench.
Bench.
A bench looking off into
Very hairy area.
Renfrew Shire. And we just sat there and talked to her and then we just walked off into the house. We didn't know where we were going.
Yeah,
We found weird stuff.
I know, we went down a rabbit hole in Nethercraigs.
Uh-huh. You literally went through a rabbit hole. You fell in a, like, your feet went straight into a rabbit hole. We were having a serious conversation and you just...
I didn't see it. We walked right into it.
Yeah. That
Legendary,
was
yeah.
one of the moments I remember when I'm on my deathbed, slowly dying.
when you perished.
And we found the sign, the Glenaford
Oh,
Road.
Glenaford
On
Road.
the side of the
Yeah,
road.
Glenaford Road,
Glenaford,
Nethercraigs.
a very irrelevant sign.
Yeah.
Has no meaning whatsoever.
Yeah, no significance to
Has no
us.
significance to us or anyone we know.
Nope. Also, one time after we went in Nethercraigs, just you and me, Harris, after school, we came back to yours, and all four, and then Nathan, Aiden, and our pal Ewan came over to yours, and we all played a game of Risk.
I do remember that. That was good fun. Risk is a board game. And we, for a short while, it was like a fad. It was like a month or something. We used to just play it all the time. We used to just gather. Nathan has a phone call. Started like ghetto rap playing at the back of me. And we played this board game called Risk. It was really high tense. I remember one time Sean was the most powerful on the board, and we all banded together to destroy him, which caused Sean to fall silent for the next hour and not say anything.
I did
to
not
anyone,
take the loss well.
And hold a. What was the pose? Reenact the pose that he done, like that. Cold dead eyes. It was just
face.
totally empty. But it really gets the emotions flowing. I remember you knocked me out, and I had a lot of rage in me in that moment. In
It
my
was
own house,
really
my own
heavily
home.
debated,
I don't
and then
really
after Ewan got you out, you came back over to me because I accumulated a bit of power again. You were like, "Come on, Sean, knock him out, knock him out."
Yeah, I wanted revenge. I
was
wanted to see blood in that board.
I was trying to knock Nathan out, but like I couldn't. Like it was me, Nathan, and who was it? Were you one of the last people as well?
Yep.
Yeah, it was us three, and then Nathan was like dominating the board. He had most of the colonies, and then like, I started writing out a treaty of surrender to him. And at the end of the night, I handed it over to Harris.
I was going to keep it in my house. I was going to put that on my wall.
But Nathan was not having that, and he started barging into his trying to steal the
just as everyone was
treaty. We all had to like
Everyone-
pull him back.
Everyone grabbed Nathan to stop him from
To
taking
stop
the
him,
treaty.
boy.
But he
It
burst
with his
through.
own, burst through his own.
Like superhuman strength. He threw us off like a giant or
That was
something.
different.
Oh, I took the thingy, and then as I was just trying to stop him, tried to tackle him, he was gone, and it ran out of the night.
Ran out of the house and got it framed.
Oh, it was like 10. It was 10. It was 10 at night. He just ran off.
Into the dead of night.
Yeah, and I didn't see him until like a couple of days later at school. And Nathan, don't you have that framed in your house still?
Yep.
The surrender treaty.
Never moving.
Yeah, this was good fun for the while we played it. But yeah, have we got any other talking points?
Another good talking point. I think we're going to like move back to the summer of 2022 when we went camping.
Oh,
yeah,
that
brilliant.
was the best memory.
I'd say that's one of my favourites as well.
Wasn't it like a 2-person tent that we were all sleeping in? There wasn't enough space. There wasn't enough space for us, and you'd fall asleep. I'd fall asleep, I'd wake up or whatever, and I'd hear used to Sean and Nathan or whatever just like making the most hoarse sounds, like Nathan sounded like he was dying or something. Nathan sounded like he was going quietly sweet into that sweet night. Sean, you were just like snoring and everything. Aiden slept like a baby. I thought Aiden had died. I remember I woke up one morning and Aiden was just still, like completely still.
Quiet sleeper.
I remember I accidentally poured water over it in that night.
Accidentally.
Yeah, it was pretty traumatising. You'd finally like, be going to sleep and you just feel wetness and moisture fly through the air and hit you.
Made a lot of noise that night. I remember another woman politely telling us to calm down because it was 3 in the morning.
Politely reminding us of the time that evening at 3 a.m.
Please be quiet and go to
A
sleep.
certain someone
3 in the
started
morning,
singing
please
Samba.
quiet.
Yeah, I
down.
wonder who that was. Who started singing that again? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember that. But yeah, we walked all the way to Lush. Remember that? It was a 4-hour walk.
Oh no! Before that though, we had the voyage to
yeah,
Slange, the
Slange.
famous
Yeah, we walked to
Slange
With the Slange Viking.
of the Viking.
Oh, we went into a little container with like some weird general store.
Why were we there? Why
Oh,
did we
yeah.
voyage to
Nathan needed
Slange?
tinfoil.
Why did we go there, Nathan?
No, it all started because I'm pretty sure I asked Harris specifically to bring tinfoil.
And another.
Exactly. So we decided to take a 2-hour venture all the way. I forgot what this wee town was called.
I don't even know.
Slange.
The town was called Slange, I think.
I don't think it was.
No,
It's
it's
the shop.
Slange is
It's
Slange is the restaurant.
Was it?
Trobin.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that's that. So yeah, and then we go to this half restaurant, half church, half church, and then beside it there was obviously the container, which we needed the tinfoil so we can make any food later on that day on our barbecue at the camping site.
It was like a porta cabin thing.
Yeah.
And we got the tinfoil, walked home.
We had to flex the
Had a knife from
receptionist.
hell.
Yeah,
number.
remember we had to like go into that Holiday Inn
Just
before we
so
got.
she knows.
We asked if they had what was it, tinfoil
Tinfoil.
before we went to the actual container. And then went on our way back. Like Nathan went up to the receptionist and went like, "It's okay, I got the tinfoil."
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure because it was such a long walk, we tried to hitchhike back.
Oh,
I don't know.
remember.
No one was going to take 3 guys. Like we just looked like such a mess. I was wearing like a bright green striped top or whatever and my Adidas shorts. I think everyone was too scared to give us a lift.
Looked very terrifying.
Yeah. We were forced to be reckoned with, and then we finally made it home. And then the next day, we walked an even longer journey to Luss. We all hated each other by the end of it. We were just Nathan was just throwing his his sausage at like birds or whatever. We just fed.
Oh, we
birds.
started a war between the seagulls and the ducks.
Yeah, we just watched as all
But
the
then
birds.
we met the famous Steve Gary Flenderson.
Oh, Steve Gary Flinton
helped
that
us get a
directed
bus.
his home.
Legend. Legend.
He was a legend.
He was. Yeah.
All right, Steve Gary Flinton, mate, if you're watching this.
I wonder what he's doing now, actually.
He's definitely just directing more people back to their campsites.
Just on the bus.
That's what he does for a
Sure
living.
does, yeah.
He stays in that bus just so he can help lost campers.
That was a nice bus. That was like the nicest bus I've ever been
It was
on.
just because like, it was really warm that day. It was like, and in the bus it was quite cool, so it was like just refreshing to be on that
Yeah,
bus.
and it had
then Steve
foliage.
Gary Flinton helping us out.
Yeah, the foliage. That was
what are we doing
nice.
next year for summer?
Right, next year for summer.
Or this summer coming up?
Yeah, this summer, not next summer. This summer, we're actually going on holiday to Cavos and Corfu in Greece.
That is
In
true.
Europe?
mate.
And we did get it for quite cheap, to be fair.
Yeah, we done it too late. We booked it too late, so we might have lost some money. there.
I will have some
That's
money.
fine. Yeah, you owe me a lot of money.
No,
That's fine. You're getting paid.
We
in
were,
like a couple of days.
we were taught like that it doesn't matter. Like you shouldn't be like holding that against your
Fine,
friend.
Miss Dugan.
Yeah, for
Stingy people.
stingy
whatever.
people can't be dealing with that, mate.
Didn't you make a comparison? Oh, someone asked for like £2.
Yeah, £2,
A lot
£132. What's the difference?
A lot different.
What's the difference? It's all just money at the end of the day.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Also, this year, not next week. It's when are we back? On the leaver ceremony, that's the 20th of April, I think. We're also going to be performing at the leaver ceremony at the very end,
We're performing.
along with the talent show.
We're performing.
Nah, don't spoil it.
A certain song
Don't
by a
spoil it.
certain band.
A certain song by a certain band. That's all we'll say. That's all you get for now.
From a certain city in England.
Well,
Every
England's too much
band.
information.
Whoa,
That's too much
whoa,
information.
whoa.
There's only like a few bands from England, mate.
Yeah. Just like 4 or 5.
Yeah, just like 400 or 500.
Exactly. So,
Right, what else are we doing like this year? Oh no, I've got another story from. This is mostly a me and Aiden story. Aiden, I think we should explain this one about the time we almost met Johnny Depp.
Oh yeah.
That was June 2022.
We almost met Johnny Depp. We saw his hand after waiting
saw his
7 hours outside the Royal Concert Hall in Glasgow. It's a wee bit sad actually saying that out loud.
No, it was,
But
it
you
was
know
a fun
what?
day.
It was worth it because you became famous.
I became famous
Explain
because
that one.
what happened was
What happened?
there was this guy that was trying to sell off his tickets for like an outrageous price. I think it was about 60 quid. Like they actually just cost 20. And he was trying to up the price even though it had already started and like you'd missed some of it. So it was outrageous. No one was taking him seriously. Everyone ignored him. And then no one was giving him an offer. And I found this muffin on the ground. It was like a lemon muffin. Picked it up. I said I'd give you this muffin for it. And then like he started shouting and swearing at me and stuff like that. And then I started arguing with the guy and like the crowd thought I was like really funny. And then this girl came up to me and said, "Oh, can I get your autograph?" So I became as famous as Johnny
Someone
Depp
gave
that
you
day.
from what I've heard, if they're recounting the story, someone gave you a chip as well or something, or someone
what?
took your chips.
My chips.
No, that was afterwards though.
That
Someone-
was afterwards. Like me and Aiden were really hungry. We went to Five Guys. Forgot about that.
Oh,
Some guy
yeah.
came up to us. It was a guy and his girlfriend. They were like, I'd say they were about 30s, 40s.
Yeah,
Something- yeah.
They're pretty young.
I'd say they're relatively like, young. And then, so I had a bag of chips. They asked me what it was because like everywhere was closed about that time because it was 12:30, 1 in the morning. And then we gave them, we offered them our chips because like they were asking if we could have some. And then the girl took some chips, and the guy said to me, "No, I'm not going to take your chips, lad." Then he came over to me and kissed me in the back of my head. Yeah.
What? Bear in mind, this man was in
Glasgow-
his 30s.
Yeah,
Glasgow
Glasgow's
is
a weird
best.
place.
Glasgow
Yeah.
was best at that time, like 1 in the morning. Remember, after that gig or whatever, that gig that you
Yeah.
somehow got into.
Yeah, we got into a
I
free
was in
gig.
that
Free
I turned
gig.
around, yeah, and somehow you just got in without paying, and then we began travelling home. What time was it? Like 12:30 or whatever.
Oh yeah.
We met Rosie, that lovely woman outside
Oh
Tesco.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
She was talking to us about a TV show or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're telling her
I think
about-
she was like in another planet. I don't know what she was talking about.
I don't know. I think we had a quite good chat with
Yeah,
her.
she was in.
I think she should get on this podcast next.
Oh,
to be
no,
honest.
yeah.
Along with Floppy Bob, yeah.
She should be here right now.
Floppy ball.
And there's an empty space right there that
She could be taken right now.
And then we got
We
in the
can share a
bus.
mic
We talked to so many weird and wonderful people in the dead of night in Glasgow, and then we got in that bus. Remember who joined us?
I remember. There was this guy. He was out of his mind. He was on the bus and like he was talking to this guy next to him, and every 2 seconds his other goes like, "Homie." Hey.
I know it was really.
And then he started rambling. And I was like, "Oh, all right,
He
mate."
picked on one guy as
Yeah.
well. It was just one guy.
It was this one guy.
Just trying
He
to get
kept doing
home.
that, like, the whole time.
And
It was
eventually,
really
after about the 7th fist bump, he said, "I don't want a fist bump or whatever. I'm too tired or whatever." And then someone started laughing, and he started square going them in the bus. We were like, "Oh Jesus, what's going down?" And but it was averted and then he stumbled
What?
off. Yeah, it was like that.
Oh, what's your problem with me?
Yeah, and then he fist bumped him.
I wonder
Yeah,
what
and
he's
then he
doing
hugged him when
nowadays.
he hugged him when he got off the bus.
Yeah.
I miss that guy.
That was a funny guy.
Yeah.
You know what I think we should talk about? This photo.
Why should we talk about that photo?
Oh
Because where we
It's
were.
cold.
in
Where
this
were
photo
we
is
in that
very
photo,
cold.
Aiden?
Where were we? No, well, we were in a certain. We're in a certain shopping mall.
Shopping mall.
Shopping mall.
Standing outside Odeon, I was just staring off.
We were just walking, like talking.
No,
Yeah.
no,
like,
that's all right. We were walking
and we were just
see a
talking, and we
door.
just randomly opened the door to the back room.
Didn't
Yeah, we
have a
just started
sign on
walking.
it. Didn't say, "Oh, you shouldn't be here." It, was
It
just a
didn't say
door.
restricted access, but it probably should have.
Yeah.
Just a normal open door.
I'm pretty sure it was just a couple of us. There was a bunch
It
of
was
us there,
It was
and
us
then,
four and,
and then a bunch
Caleb.
of us, like a hive mind, just walked towards it and entered it.
Yeah.
David,
Caleb was
Amy,
over.
Limo, and was it you and all just stayed back? They didn't come with us because they didn't know where we were going.
Yeah,
Fair
We
enough.
just explored like the back rooms at Bray Head
And
where all
we-
security people reside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like massive rooms with like
Tons of corridors.
We've
just
been where no
endless
other man
corridors.
has
It was like the
ever been.
back rooms.
It led all the way from the back of the cinema all the way up to the top
Top of the
ski
floor,
slope.
yeah, the ski slope. I remember it was like this wee platform. And Harris was like the only one that climbed up it at first. Then me and Caleb went up as well just to see it, but I never went through the door. I don't know. Did you?
There was a little hatch
I
or
took
whatever.
one step onto
like,
it.
that was
I
at
don't
the very
wanna risk
top.
it.
There was like just stairs going up and up and up, and we didn't know where they led. And then
The top
le-
of
then
it.
it led to ladders. Climbed up the ladders and then opened a little hatch and it opened out onto like the snow bit or whatever. It was pretty mental. But we definitely weren't supposed to be there.
No.
No, I mean, no one told us not to be.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
there was
we have a
no-
habit of doing that.
There's no
There was no
parking
sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we didn't know.
I remember me and Aiden went to like some factory. We were walking through the woods or whatever.
Oh,
And we
yes.
went to like I think Daniel was there as
Daniel.
well. We went to some factory. Went through this fence with like barbed wire or whatever, and it was just abandoned. Like there was no one there. It was just empty, all
Yeah.
rustic or whatever. It was a crazy place. There was like an old like big truck or whatever that we pure hopped in and sat in.
Yeah, we got a really good photo.
Yeah, it was a cold
That was as cold as that photo there. That was
That's
illegal. Another cold photo.
That's
They're all
a
just cold
beautiful
photos.
photo.
Yeah, and this one as well.
Oh,
that's
I remember that day. That was a good day.
Yeah.
I can't remember that day.
It was the two of us, Daniel, and a few other people.
No, I'm talking about that day.
Oh, right, okay. I thought you were talking about the factory. Oh, yeah, that day.
There was loads of that day. That was a good day.
But anyway, so what else we got here, Sean?
Right. Well, I think that we're going to wrap this up now. I think we've generalised it pretty well.
Yeah, we've rambled on quite a long time. I think. Have
Yeah.
we got any other stuff we can speak about? Because
Uh,
I know there's some untapped stuff that we've not.
I know, but like, that
about.
was just when me and Nathan were coming up with these topics. We weren't sure like everything to include.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it just
You
kind
don't
of like
remember
we're
it
struggling.
all at once. It's difficult.
What
It's
are you-
difficult to
so
remember on the
many
spot.
What we're all planning for life after school. That's what's supposed to be like a sentimental, like end of
Yeah.
school.
End
thing.
of school podcast, but like, it was
What's
just
our
us.
reflections on the end of school? How about that? That's more appropriate.
reflections.
Start with Sean. Go.
Nah, you start.
Reflection on the end of school. Well, overall, I've really enjoyed my experience here. Like, although at S1 2 we said started off like not much interest happened. Like, the more it progressed, like the more like we developed as people. I think like stronger we grew as a friend group, and I'm really happy about that. And like did well on my subjects, hopefully. But yeah, I've really enjoyed my time at school. Like, had a lot of good memories with you guys, and obviously our other pals that aren't on this podcast today. So yeah, overall, I'm really happy with the way things went.
Yeah. The band. We should talk about that.
Oh yeah.
The Fru. Whatever it's
It's-
called.
I mean, I don't know. Hopefully something will come of that.
Eventually, something will form from that.
Yeah, but
never know.
From the ashes of the fruit.
I mean, why not? Yeah, we're just lazy. This is like the end of the story of the movie where we
Aye.
finally come to
Stop
a
being
thing.
lazy.
Yeah, Nathan's gonna learn the drums, take
Yeah.
off where Drew,
You'd be such a class drummer, I swear.
take up Drew's
Definitely.
legacy.
Come on, get in the drums, bro.
Come on, fly on them.
Fly on the
He's
drums.
got a lot of rage,
Yeah,
a
lad.
lot of
Yeah,
rage
exactly.
inside him. He needs
Exactly.
to,
You
let-
can hit
beat
out
it
some
in the
funky
drums.
grooves.
but yeah, hopefully that's the future. But what's your reflection on school, Aiden?
I think it's been a great experience. The first few years were a bit boring. Not gonna lie, nothing much happened. I'd say S4 was definitely where it kicked off.
Nice. He was good as well.
Yeah, well, yeah, but definitely S4 is my favourite. S4 was really good. That's where like half of these stories came from.
Aye, that's because that's what was funny. As
S5. It was stressful, but it was okay. It wasn't the best, but S6 definitely.
I loved
Up
S6
there.
as well.
S6.
S6 was class.
Picked up for me when I was in the school show, but before that, I didn't enjoy S5 that much. It was a bit of a jump.
Yeah. But speaking of the show, the talent show.
The talent show.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, we're going to be performing our encore at that. Is like our final goodbye.
Exactly. So
I look forward to that.
Nathan will be in the
you've
drums.
heard it here.
You better be in the drums. You better learn the drums by June. Perfectly.
Learn them, please.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
I'll be a drum connoisseur.
Of course.
Virtuoso.
Maestro.
What else have you even written here? Have you wrote anything that we've not talked about?
No, I think we've covered everything. Just about.
Fair enough. Well,
Will you want to round us off?
All right. Okay.
Do
Well.
a big monologue. You know how like
Yeah,
Frankie
yeah.
Boyle, whatever he does, like long monologue at the end.
Morgan
Make it
Freeman.
last minutes.
I'm
Right,
not
we'll all
going
listen.
to borrow directly from
Really
Frankie
drag
Boyle.
it out.
Morgan Freeman monologue.
Right. Okay. So I'm not doing that. I'm on a, but I'm not doing a voice. It's been I've been on like about 4 of these episodes now. It's come a long way since then. Like moved location from practice room to Mr. Solly's class. Got better equipment.
Big jump.
Yeah, we got a table now.
Better-
Didn't have that originally.
Better photos.
Yeah, we got
better
photos.
decoration.
But yeah, I'm really happy to be taking part in this. I think this is like a really good creative outlet for the school to have, like, and to, like for pupils to like express themselves like through music and stuff like that. Just like people. No, I mean, I know we didn't really talk much about music today, but like. Still, like as usual, this is about the Trinity Music podcast, so it's a good way to let people do that. Just get to know like certain pupils a bit more, and I'm just like happy I was like able to take part in it, and I'm famous for it.
Yeah, infamous.
Everyone knows you.
Yeah, everyone knows me as the podcast guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now we're going to be known as the podcast man.
The podcast quartet.
That's a brilliant band name.
The podcast man.
The podcast man.
That just sounds ominous.
Yeah, that
Podcast
sounds,
men.
that sounds
Exactly.
like a
It's
prison
enthralling.
gang.
Yeah.
That sounds a bit odd.
That's what drags people to it.
Nah. I think that does deters people from it.
Anyway, but thank you for having us on, Sean.
Yeah,
It's been a pleasant,
my pleasure.
It's been a pleasant time being
been
on
a great host.
on your talk show.
Amazing
I
host.
thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, but like none of this would have been possible if it weren't for the help of Mr. Solly. So thanks you, Mr. Solly, for allowing us this opportunity to do this. Bye.